Welcome. This is a walkthrough of branching and story looping. If a participant answers a question a certain way, they can go down a different path within the storyline. Branching can happen from multiple choice questions, including image response and image hotspot, as well as open response questions. From the workspace, click the Navigator tab on the bar across the top. This will give you a different view of the activity that is better for visualizing branching. Once in the Navigator, you can see the flow of your activity. Branches are created from questions, so use the plus button to zoom in on the question you want to branch from. Question nodes show up as hexagons. We will start by showing a multiple choice question. Once you've zoomed in on the question node you want, click on it once to select it. You will know it's selected when it turns green. Click on the question node again to open it. The correct answer will have the participant continue down the main branch, so you are not creating a branch there. You can create other branches from the partially correct and incorrect answers. Scroll down to the partially correct or incorrect answer and click on the plus branch button to add a branch. Name your branch and click Create. Branches can be named anything, but make sure the name makes sense to you. We recommend keeping the name to just a word or two. For example, you could name a branch Branch 1 or Incorrect Branch. Take a look at the left side and notice the Add Node controls. They are the same controls that are in the Workspace tab. You can add more nodes by clicking on their represented icons in the Control Center. For example, I am adding a few text nodes by clicking on the A. Now you can see the nodes that I just added. The difference between the Workspace and the Navigator is that you will always add a node below the selected node when in the Navigator view. Notice how the last node in the branch ends the activity. So once the player gets to the last node in the branch, the activity will end. If you want to connect that branch back to the main branch, select the last node and click Connect on the left side of your screen. Then click on the node you want to connect it to and click Finish Connection. Now, instead of ending the activity after the branch, the participant will return to the main branch at point A. If you choose to have the participant return to a node before the question they just answered, they will try the question again and have the opportunity to go down a different branch. You've successfully created your own branch. Feel free to create more branches from other incorrect answers of the same question or for other questions. The production assistant currently can't create branches, but it can fill them in once you create them. If you ask the PA to create content, you must include the correct node in your prompt. To find out what the node in the branch is named, open it and look at the node ID. In this case, a request to the production assistant would look like: create content in node branch 1-1 or create a question in node branch 1-1. Now we are going to walk through how to branch on an open response question. Branching on an open response question is similar, but you must pick a branch condition. Unlike multiple choice questions, there are endless possibilities of open response answers. So we allow you to specify when you would like a branch to occur. For example, if the open response question asks a player to pick option A or B, you can create a branch for when the student selects option B. To do this, open an open response question and click Add Branch Condition. A text box will appear after "Take this branch when..." Fill it in with your branch condition. This can be anything that a participant may respond with. Feel free to rename where it says Branch Condition 1. In this case, I am having the participant go down the branch when they respond with framing concerns as questions. Now we're going to discuss deleting branches. Once a branch is created, you have to delete or move all content from the branch before you delete the parent node of the branch. So if I wanted to delete the question selected, I would have to delete all of the nodes underneath it first. For the second part of this video, we are going to discuss story looping. It's important to note that story looping is different from loop on incorrect questions, which will be covered in a different video. What we will cover now is what happens when a participant returns to a question they have already seen. If this happens, participants will be asked the question again and have an opportunity to go down a different branch. As you can see here, the participant will jump back to point A and get the question again. By default, the response they already chose is removed, so they cannot go down the same branch again. Now we can test all of this from a participant's perspective. We are at the question where we created the branch. After selecting the wrong response, we go down this branch. You will fill this branch with content or ask the production assistant to help you. After this branch is complete, you can see I'm back at the original question, but the response I chose is gone.